Let's check in with the very latest on the investigation, some of the new facts we learned today. Let's check in with Channel 3's Kevin Hogan. He is live at Bradley Airport, where he was talking to state officials about what they believe happened. Kevin?
Well, Dennis and Denise, the NTSB is doing a thorough investigation. They have their full team, a complement of people here on the ground and doing the investigation. The latest, they do know, and they shared with us today, the B-17G, the model that was built in 1944, the 909 that crashed yesterday morning. They say that they have the records on that. They're collecting all the data. The last time that aircraft had a full workup and inspection was January of this year. They have also isolated and identified engine number 4. That is the engine that the pilot radioed back to the tower on. Now, as Maddox pushes in, and he could show you what's going on here, we could tell you that state police this afternoon released the name of the injured and the victims. They include 4 Connecticut passengers injured and 1 airport employee as well. Meanwhile, 3 Connecticut passengers have been identified as deceased. Gary Mazzone of Broadbrook, Robert Riddell of East Granby, and Robert Rubner of Tolland. All but 1 family, they say, has been notified of the death. But Commissioner Vella talked about injured passenger 54-year-old James Trafficante of Simsbury, a member of the National Guard.
I think he'll have a great story of having broken limbs and other injuries to his collarbone and even that he was able to open a hatch.
There is so much information that the NTSB says they are collecting, including the aviation fuel that is still on board the remains of the aircraft, of the wreckage, which is still behind us by about 2,000 feet. We're going to have much more on that coming up at Eyewitness News at 5:30. Live at the mobile newsroom in Windsor Locks, Kevin Hogan, Channel 3, Eyewitness News.
All right, Kevin, and as Kevin started to mention, today we learned the names of everyone involved in this crash. We know now that 3 crew members were on board. 2 of them were killed.
75-year-old Ernest McCauley from Long Beach, California, died yesterday morning when the B-17 he was piloting crashed on runway 6 at Bradley International Airport. And last night we spoke with his friend Paul Colella through FaceTime, and he remembers Ernest as an incredibly kind man who loved teaching people about the historic plane that he piloted.
The co-pilot, Michael Forrest, was 71 years old. He was from Jacksonville, Florida.
And aboard the vintage plane was one that had a real passion for World War II history. 59-year-old Rob Rydell. He was from East Granby. Rydell's family says his life was spent chasing his love of World War II history.
This is something that is really, really tragic, but he died doing something that was really dear to him.
Rydell's family remembers him as the ultimate family man. He leaves behind 2 children and an 18-month-old grandchild.
We've also learned David Broderick from West Springfield, Massachusetts, was killed. He was 56 years old. 46-year-old James Roberts from Ludlow, Massachusetts, passed away as well.
And Robert Rubner from Tolland, he was 64.